the color of my skin. I'm a girl that likes to sing. All I know is what's within, not just a brown girl in the ring.
You introduced the song and some of what it tackles in what you called a letter for my listeners. The letter and the release of Brown Girl feels timely against the backdrop, the deaths of Philando Castile, Alton Sterling, the shooting of police officers in Dallas. Were you aware of this, sending out this letter to your fans, talking about your own experiences of racism in this country?
I was aware of, I've been aware. I've seen all the news, that happens around the world. It's a daily thing. And, growing up, just experiencing my own thing.
Because you've sat between two worlds. So you've got it from two ways.
Yeah. I got it from two places, and what's funny, I even get it from my own, like
not Indian enough, not Samoan enough.
Yeah, I feel like I've felt not accepted by my own, culture, like from certain people, not everyone, but I've felt it,
Talking to your manager Andy Murnane, he's told me about some of your adventures that the two of you have had in the United States, and he talked about occasions when you've been pulled over by police, random stops.
Oh yeah.
Something that sounds like racial profiling.
It felt like that. We were, it was me and the band and the guys that were taking care of us. They were Mexicans and Samoans. And we're in this van, we're just traveling to another city in the middle of nowhere, and we just randomly get stopped and checked, for drugs and stuff. And, they couldn't find anything, but they totally stripped down the van and everything, and they just kept questioning us, and it took a while. But yeah, it kind of felt like we got stopped just because, there's just a bunch of brown people in the van. I don't know, I could be wrong, but it felt like that. And just so many other different occasions where I felt, that it had to do with my race. Vodafone Music Awards 2013, I accepted one of my awards, and my friend, who was with my brothers and sisters, she's one of my girls, she came out to support, and she was sitting in the audience, and I was accepting my one of the awards, and they were like, oh, go back to India. And my friend, she heard it, and she could hear him saying all this stuff, and she goes, oi, you better shut up, because that's her brother, because my brothers and sisters were there, and they're like, that's her family there, sitting there, and they couldn't hear what he was saying. I'm glad they didn't hear it, but he was like, he didn't give a damn, he was like, I don't care. And when she told me after the awards, it just, it kind of, I was happy about, winning everything, but that kind of that had me, feeling some type of way, something like that could just ruin your moment. And that's how I feel like those things, that's what I mean, takes away who you are,
That was your night. And instead you had to deal with something which it sounds like you've dealt throughout your life.
Yeah, it's just something that I was kind of tired about. And after that moment, that's when I started writing Brown Girl.
Welcome to the jungle, where things will never be the same. You can try to hang on the outside, but in time your well will run dry. I said welcome.
We talked about Jeff Dynamite before. This is Jeff Dynamite from the production and writing trio known as Truth and Soul Records. It was a P Money connection that put you in contact with Jeff initially, because it was his recommendation, right? This is P Money, of course, is the producer of your last record, Treble and Reverb.
Yep.
This was just a conversation where he said you should link with Jeff.
Yeah, he suggested that we should see about them, and and he gave us the contacts or something through, he got my manager and to get that all sorted and stuff like that. And we met up with Jeff after a gig. Actually, he came to a gig in New York. So that it's thanks to Pete that this album came about.
Truth and Soul have some impressive production and writing credits in
Yes,
their past.
they do.
We're talking Lee Fields, Adele, who else is in there?
Aloe
Aloe
Black.
Black's in there.
They've also helped play for Amy Winehouse, which is awesome. Some of them. Their credit is, they've got a really awesome resume, and that kind of helps. I mean, that was enough for me to want to work with them, because they're working with people that I look up to and people I admire. So it made it easier to take to listen to Pete and take that on and try and see if they wanted to work with us, and that.
You were in studio with Jeff in Brooklyn within a month of that meeting?
Yep. We were in Brooklyn. We ended up in Williamsburg recording some of the music, and I also met some of the people that they work with, the musos, Vincent, John, and Leon. That was awesome. The process, just sitting there in the room and trying to jam out some tunes, seeing what fits, and I gave them all these songs, kind of like the same way I gave it to Pete, the Skeletons, and then we all just Vincent's on the guitar, Leon's on the Rhodes, and Jeff is on the drums, and I'm on the mic, and we're just sitting around trying to find the right, find the right sound for each song.
Were you quick to find the pocket with those guys?
Yeah, I mean they just knew it. Like it was natural for them to just play everything. They just knew what to play, and they understood everything. Also, they had a different take on each song, because I had all this music that was kind of like, I produced it at home, and it was all totally different. But when they came out, like they totally switched it up, and it just sounded 10 times better. Yeah.